Hello, good morning, grade 11. So for today, we will have our video lesson for the first lesson in Personal Development 11, which is Introduction to Personal Development. Bale, magkakaroon lang tayo ng introduction or overview lang naman kung ano yung mangyayari or ano yung lalamanin ng ating subject na ito, which is Personal Development. But before we proceed on discussing about what is personal development, i-compare muna natin yung human development and personal development because these two terms is not the same. Hindi siya parehas. They are not synonymous. They are opposite terms. So, when we're talking about human development, nahati siya sa tatlong components. The first one is the physical development. When we're talking about physical development, it focuses on the growth of the body, the growth of the brain, motor and sensory skills, and even physical health. Sa madaling salita, and physical development is everything about our physical body or anything na nakikita natin sa ating katawan. For example, yung pagtangkad natin, yung paghaba ng buhok, yung ating paglaki ng muscles or ng certain body parts. Ito yung nagko-fall silang lahat under kay physical development. Again, ang keyword natin for physical development is physical body or pwedeng body. Pwede ding motor or sensory skills. Pwede ding physical health. So yun po. So yun bale, yun ang unang component ni human development. Cognitive development naman, kung si physical development is more on physical body, cognitive development naman, it is more on the cognitive aspect of an individual. When we're talking about cognitive development, ang keyword natin dito is one's capacity to learn, speak, understand, reason, create. Overall, pwede ding isa pang keyword is brain. Anything na function ni brain, automatic cognitive development po siya. So, di na nag-fall, for example, nung bata kayo or kung meron kayong mga bata sa inyong bahay or sa mga kapitbahay ninyo, hindi sila agad nagsasalita ng kasing fluent natin. They are just saying words na wala siyang sense or hindi siya katulad ng paano tayo nagsasalita. However, as time goes by, habang lumalaki yung bata, is nagkakaroon siya ng ability na magsalita ng matatas or nagagawa na niyang magsalita ng buo, di na siya nabubulol or may sense na yung mga sinasabi niya, kaya na niyang mag-isip, kaya na niyang matuto, kaya niyang rason. For example, bata pa lang, marunong na sila magpalusot, marunong na silang mamilosopo. That is a part of cognitive development. Again, physical development, it is more on the physical body. Cognitive development naman is more on the brain or the function of the brain. Bale, doon sa third component naman, dito nagka-fall yung mga hindi nagka-fall kay physical at cognitive development, which is psychosocial development. When we're talking about psychosocial development, it focuses on how we interact or how we perceive ourselves. So, ang keyword natin dito is either social or interaction. So, ano po dito? Social interactions, emotions, attitudes, self-identity, personality, beliefs, and values. So, yun po yung ni psychosocial development. Again, sa human development, may tatlo po siyang component. The first one is the physical development, which is anything related to our physical body. Cognitive naman, it is the development of our brain and its functions. Psychosocial, it is our emotion or how we interact with another individual. So yun po yung tatlong component ni human development. Bale, itong tatlong component na to is, ito yung madalas nating nakikita or somehow natural siyang nangyayari sa isang individual regardless kung may ano man siya, mental illness or anumang sakit. Di mo mapipigilan lumaki ang isang bata to a full-grown adult. Di mo siya mapipigilan na mag-isip, magrason, mamilosopo, or makaramdam ng mga certain emotions because it is only natural. And aside from these three components there are other factors. So maliban dun sa tatlong sinabi ko kanina, may tatlo pa, may other factors pa na nakaka-apekto pa rin sa human development. So sa human development pa rin tayo. The first one is what we call heredity. Ang tatandaan lang natin dito sa heredity is inborn traits and offsprings. So it is more on genes or kung paano napapasa yung isang certain trait ni parent or ng parents mo papunta sa iyo and so on and so forth. For example, kapag ang mother mo ay kulay blue ang mata at ang father mo is color blue ang mata, automatic or 100% ang certainty or ang probability na ikaw ay or ang magiging anak nila is may kulay blue na mata. That is for heredity. Again, heredity, inborn traits, and offsprings. Next is environment. When we're talking about environment, it is the world outside. So hindi siya about or hindi mo siya makikita sa iyong sarili, pero ito yung paligid na sa iyo. So paano nakaka-apekto yung environment sa iyong development or sa iyong human development? For example, lumaki ka sa isang lugar na, for example, squatters area or sa mga lugar na maraming krimen or madaming mga illegal activities na nangyayari, mataas yung probability na ma-influence ka na in the long run na matutulad ka dun sa mga tao sa paligid mo. So, yun po. Next naman is maturation. When we're talking about maturation, it is the natural progression of the brain and the body that affects the cognitive, psychological, and social dimensions of a person. Katulad ng sinabi ko, bago pala muna yan, when we're talking about maturation, ang keyword natin dito is natural progression. So, katulad ng sinabi ko kanina, natural nangyayari ang human development. Hindi natin siya pwedeng i-manipulate. Pwede nating i-delay, pero patuloy pa rin siya na mangyayari in the near future. So yun po. On the other hand naman, when we're talking about personal development, it is more on the reflection, how you understand yourself, how you discover yourself, how you accept yourself, learning or unlearning certain beliefs, values, and so on and so forth, having a set of values and attitudes. So in personal development, it is more on your personality or how you see yourself or how you show yourself sa paligid mo or dun sa mga tao sa paligid mo. Again, ang pagkakaiba ni human development at the personal development is human development, it is natural. Ito yung nangyayari sa katawan natin. On the other hand, personal, ito yung paano natin pinapakita yung sarili natin sa paligid natin. So yun yung unang pagkakaiba ng nilang dalawa. So another definition of personal development is it is the process of striving to be the best that you can be in order to reach and realize your full potential according to Hereford 2007. So your personal development, it is how you try or how you attempt yourself to be the best or to achieve your full potential or finding your purpose. Again, personal development, striving to be the best, full potential, and best version of yourself. So yun po. So another difference between the two is human development is it covers the whole lifespan. Katulad ng sinabi ko, mula bata hanggang pagtanda is hindi natin napipigilan ang human development. Pwede siyang ma-delay, Pero patuloy at patuloy pa rin siya na magko-continue hanggang mamatay ka. On the other hand naman is personal development naman is it is one's own development. Ibig sabihin hindi muna siya magsimula nung bata ka. However, may isang certain moment na magkakaroon ka ng personal development o pagbabago sa iyong sarili. So yung personal development is nakapaloob siya under human development. Ibig sabihin, kung isang malaking circle ang human development, si personal development is nasa loob ng circle ni human development. Ibig sabihin, habang yung human development is hanggang mamatay ka, nangyayari siya. However, si personal development, pwedeng on a certain moment ng buhay mo, dun lang siya mangyayari. So yun po yung pagkakaiba nilang dalawa. So ano yung origin or paano nagkaroon ng personal development? So, nagsimula siya nung panahon pa ng mga Greeks. According kay Plato sa kanyang libro na Republic, he argued that building character as much as intelligence is what is education all about. So yung pinaka-point dito ni Plato is hindi tayo nag-aaral para lamang tumalino, kundi para magkaroon tayo ng character or maging maganda yung pagpapakita natin sa ating sarili sa madaming tao. So, somehow, pa rin naman siya, nagre-reflect pa rin naman siya sa society natin today or sa system ng education na hindi lang mahalaga yung matalino ka sa mga academics, kailangan maka-Diyos ka, makabayan, makatao, makabansa, and so on and so forth. So yun po yung point ni Plato sa kanyang libro na Republic. On the other hand naman, nung mga medyo 2000s is yung young adult learners is nililink nila or nag-a-attempt sila na makaroon ng connection between sa individual development and social responsibility. So meron bang relationship yung pag-grow or yung human development ng isang tao sa kanyang mga responsibility as a member of society. However, hindi pa nito nadidiscuss or hindi pa nito na-focus yung about sa personal development. Ang more on attempt or tinatry pa lang nilang maghanap ng connection between the two. According naman kay Confucius, so babalik ulit tayo in the ancient times, it is one will always desire to become the superior man, not just to his peers and followers, but also to himself. So, according kay Confucius, naniniwala siya na ang bawat tao ay naghahangad o meron tayong desire na maging superior, hindi lamang sa mga tao sa paligid natin, kundi para sa sarili din natin. So, hindi lang natin ginagawa yun para ma-please yung ibang tao. Kailangan din natin ma-please yung ating desire na ma-feel yung pagiging angat sa iba. So, somehow, nag-reflect naman siya sa ibang mga tao na gusto nila na palagi silang nasa taas dahil maliban sa piniplease nila yung mga tao sa paligid nila, meron din silang inner desire or na kailangan nilang i-feed, i-pleasure or bigyan ng pleasure time over time. Ngayon naman, however, yung kina Confucius, dun sa young adult learners at kay Aristotle, even though meron silang mga points na somehow related kay personal development, is hindi nila pinoint out or hindi nila discuss si personal development mismo. Parang nagkakaroon lang sila ng mga idea pero hindi nila fino-focus or never nilang na-pinpoint yung about sa personal development. However, nung nasa psychology na is nagkaroon na ng pagbabago or pag-discover sa concept ng personal development. So when we're talking about psychology in the very general sense, it is a study of human thinking and behavior. Pag-aaral ng paano mag-isip or paano mag-behave ang isang individual. So the understanding towards personal development started during the 1950s. Before kasi, ang psychology is nagko-focus siya mostly sa paano about sa mental illness. Paano nagbe-behave ang isang taong may certain mental illness? Paano natin gagamutin ang isang taong, for example, may autistic, may postpartum, may depression, paano? Parang more on illness sila. However, noong 1950s, so nagkaroon ng humanistic psychology, is nag-focus din sila kung paano mapapabuti or paano mapapalago ang mental well-being ng isang individual. Ulitin ko po, yung psychology before, nagka-focus lang muna sila sa mental illnesses, kung paano magagamot ang isang certain illness. However, nung dumating si humanistic psychology is nag-focus na rin siya kung paano mapapalago or paano mai-improve ang mental well-being ng isang individual regardless kung mayroon siyang mental illness or wala. So dito na unti-unting pumapasok si personal development. So yung mga proponents ng humanistic psychology is Abraham Maslow and Carl Rogers. So si Abraham Maslow yung pag-focusan natin. So when we're talking about Abraham Maslow, he is the proponent of hierarchy of needs. Naniniwala si Abraham Maslow na sa concept ng somehow similar dun sa point ni Confucius na kailangan may superior man. Ibig sabihin, kailangan na sa taas siya. However, may mga kailangan siyang idaan or may mga stages na kailangan siyang pagdaanan bago ma-achieve yung sinasabi ni Confucius na superior man. So ito yun. So ito yung tinatawag niyang hierarchy of needs. So yung hierarchy of needs, naniniwala siya na yung mula sa baba is ito yung pinakakailangan or pinaka-basic need ng isang individual up to the top. So kapag na-fulfill na yung first stage, yung kulay red, doon na siya magpo-proceed na siya sa next level, then next and next at sa top, which is self-actualization. Yung self-actualization, ito yung pinakadulong part or pinakataas ng hierarchy of needs, which is somehow synonymous dun kay Confucius ng superior man. So the first one is, the level 1 is the physiological. When we're talking about physiological, it is the very basic needs. Hindi siya pwedeng mawala o hindi siya pwedeng i-disregard ng isang individual in order to develop. So when we're talking about physiological, naka-fall dito ang breathing. Kailangan humihinga tayo. Food, kailangan may kinakain. Water, umiinom, kailangan may iniinom tayo. Sex. So yung sex is somehow one of the basic needs. Ibig sabihin, hindi pwedeng mawala ito. Sleep naman, yung tulog, kailangan matulog tayo ng halos 8 hours. Homeostasis and excretion. So yun po yung physiological needs. Again, when we're talking about physiological needs, these are the very basic needs. Hindi siya pwedeng i-disregard, hindi siya pwedeng i-skip ng isang individual in order to develop. Level 2 naman is what we call safety. Safety or security. Safety or security ito, when we're talking about that, it is the security of the body, employment, resources, morality, the family, health, and property. So, dito sa security, nakafocus siya di ba sa physiological, very basic yung needs. However, sa safety naman, ito yung paano tayo makakaroon ng sense of security on any aspects. For example, pag may bahay. So, paano kung nakakakain ka nga, nakakatulog ka ng 8 hours, nakakapagdumi ka. However, wala kang bahay na tinitirahan, which is wala kang sense of security. So, kailangan meron tayong bahay. Kapag nagkatrabaho na kayo, kailangan meron kayong trabaho na mapagkukunan ninyo ng magiging sources or resource ng inyong mga pangangailangan. Kailangan meron ka ring concept of morality. So, kung meron kang bahay, meron kang trabaho, magkakaroon ka ng mataas ng pagtingin sa sarili mo dahil naalagaan mo yung sarili mo as a person, meron ka dapat family. So, family, pwede din to yung parents mo or pwedeng ito yung family na gagawin mo in the near future. So, kung meron kang mga kasama sa buhay or kasama sa isang bahay or kasama sa isang environment, magkakaroon ka ng feeling of security or safety din. Health, kailangan meron kang access dapat sa mga health services and property. So kailangan so kapag nagawa mo na yung first level at kapag nagawa mo na yung level 2 din, which is the security part, next naman is love and belonging. So yung love and belonging, nagko-fall dito si friendship, family, and sexual intimacy. So, i-differentiate ko lang yung word dito na sexual intimacy sa level 3 sa physiological na sex. Dito sa sex, ito yung more on the sexual intercourse part. On the other hand, sexual intimacy, ito yung mas intimate kind of love or it is having a partner. So, hindi siya about sa sexual activity, yung sexual intimacy. You are having a relationship with a person. So, yun po. Yun po yung third level, which is love and belonging. Level 4 is what we call esteem. So, esteem, it mas nakafocus siya dun sa iyong nakafocus siya sa self-esteem, sa confidence mo, achievement, respect of others, and respect by others. So, ito yung pagkilala sa iyo ng society or paano mo pinapakita yung sarili mo sa ibang tao. So yun po, for example, yung mga awards, yung mga medals, kapag nakakapanalo ka ng mga laban or kapag nakakakuha ka ng mataas na grade, may award. So dito nagko-fall si esteem kasi kinikilala ka or nire-recognize ka sa mga nagawa mo sa isang society. And kapag nagawa mo na yung level 1 hanggang level 4 or meron ka na nito, magka-fall ka na sa self-actualization. We're talking about self-actualization it is morality, creativity, spontaneity, problem solving, lack of prejudice, and acceptance of facts. So ang self-actualization, ito yung part kung saan na-achieve mo na or na-put into realization ang iyong purpose. Dito sa part na to, hindi ka na nagkakaroon ng sense of insecurity doon sa mga naunang apat. Kasi nagawa mo na or na-achieve mo na yung bawat isa doon. However, dito sa hierarchy of needs ni Abraham Maslow, naniniwala din siya na hindi lahat ng tao is naaabot ang self-actualization. Ibig sabihin, may iba, physiological, assume na may iba, yung mga nasa medyo mahihira, mga medyo mababa or low income na families is physiological needs pa lang is medyo nahihirapan na sila. So may tendency na hindi na nila na-fulfill yung safety, yung love and belonging, at yung esteem. May iba naman na umaabot ng esteem, however, hindi nila na-achieve yung purpose nila. For example, yung isang mayaman na person na feeling miserable kasi hindi niya na-achieve yung purpose niya sa life or hindi niya alam yung purpose niya sa buhay. So yun po yung medyo negative side ng hierarchy of needs. Hindi lahat nakukuha ang self-actualization. So may mga namamatay na malungkot dahil nga hindi nila na-achieve yung purpose nila sa buhay. So yun po yung hierarchy of needs ni Abraham Maslow. So, bago lang tayo mag-proceed sa personal development in adolescence, ulitin ko lang po, ang psychology at personal development is somehow related dahil ang psychology before is nagka-focus lang siya sa mental illness. However, noong 1950s is naging humanistic psychology na nagka-focus din siya kung paano mapapalago ang mental well-being ng isang individual. At isa sa mga proponents nito ay si Abraham Maslow na gumawa ng hierarchy of needs. Ang level 1 is physiological, level 2, security, Level 3, love and belonging. Level 4 is esteem. And level number 5 is self-actualization. So yun po. Ngayon naman, i-discuss natin kung paano nagkakaroon ng personal development sa adolescence. Dahil madalas naniniwala ang mga psychologists na ang personal development is somehow nangyayari sa adolescence. So, while personal development falls within the realm of psychology, it cannot be detached from the development of the brain and the rest of the physical body. So, when we're talking about adolescence po yan, sorry for the incorrect spelling. It is a transition period between childhood and early adulthood. So, ito yung mga age ninyo ngayon. So, kung 11 to 18 years old kayo, according kay Fist and Rosenberg, automatic nagko-fall ka sa isa kang adolescent. So yan po, may tatlong stages tatlong stages ng adolescence according kay Corpus, Lucas, Bravo, and Lucido, or Corpus et al. So the first one is the early adolescence. When we're talking about early adolescence, it is you are falling under the age 10 to 13 years of age. Middle adolescence naman, 14 and 15 years of age. And late adolescence is 17 to 20 years of age. So somehow, medyo may discrepancy or pagkakaiba yung range ng age according kay Fist and Rosenberg at kay Corpus et al. However, somehow, malapit-lapit pa rin naman sila in terms of numbers. So, dito kay Corpus et al., 10 to 20. So, somehow, yung adolescence is, hindi siya nag-stop kapag 18 ka na. So, medyo, pag mga 20 years old, something ka, mayroon ka pa rin mga signs or mga characteristic ng isang adolescent. So, adolescence starts with the biological changes called puberty. When we're talking about puberty, ito yung mga hormonal changes sa katawan natin. Like, kapag lalaki, lumalaki yung Adam's apple, tumatangkad, nakakaon ng pubic hair on certain parts. Pag sa babae naman is nakakaon ng paglaki sa kanilang breast, yung menstruation, and so on and so forth. So yun po. So yung puberty is isa siyang factor na nagpo-push kay adolescence. Again, puberty is a factor that pushes adolescence. So these biological changes brought by puberty bring about cognitive and affective changes. So si puberty, hindi lang siya limited sa physical. Katulad ng sinabi ko, yung paglaki ng Adam's apple, menstruation, yung paglaki ng breast. However, naapektuhan din yung ating cognitive and affective aspects. So, i-discuss ko lang to. Sa cognitive, nagiging mas critical mag-isip, mas nagiging existential yung ating way of thinking, affective, nakakaroon tayo ng mga burst of emotion, nagiging emotional tayo na simpleng hindi ka lang binigyan ng pagkain or hindi ka lang tinirahan ng ulam, akala mo hindi ka na mahal or ampun ka, parang nagiging miserable dahil lang sa pagkain na hindi binigay sa'yo. So yun yung madalas na mga effect ng puberty sa cognitive and affective aspect. So aside from that, dahil nga nagkakaroon tayo ng mga existential questions or nagkakaroon tayo ng mga burst of emotion or medyo nagiging emotional tayo as a person, is nagkakaroon din tayo ng mga pagbabago sa ating spirituality or paniniwala at sa ating religious beliefs, sa ating naapektuhan din yung ating personal development dahil sa dalawang ito. So it is also important to emphasize the role of spirituality and religious beliefs to the personal development of an individual. Aside dun sa puberty, yung religion natin at yung paniniwala natin in a spiritual aspect is somehow one of the factors na nagbabago sa ating personal development. So Fisk and Rosenberg inferred that during adolescence, young people will start asking abstract questions. So somehow, katulad ng sinabi ko kanina, nagiging existential tayo mag-isip. Like, bakit tayo nabubuhay? Bakit nandito tayo sa mundo? May Diyos ba? Kung walang Diyos, bakit tayo nandito? Kung may Diyos, bakit nangyari yung mga ganitong bagay? So those kind of questions are abstract questions that pushes us to find something or to find certain things, beings, or persons na makakatulong para masagot yung ating mga questions na meron tayo. So, personal development may be approached from different religious perspective. So, dito, somehow, mag-branch ito dun sa sinabi ko about sa abstract question. Naghahanap tayo ng mga bagay na sa tingin natin is nandoon yung sagot or doon tayo makakaroon sense of belongingness or sense of purpose. Kaya may mga tao na, for example, lumaki sila sa isang or pinanganak sila sa isang religion tapos bigla silang magko-convert to another. Maybe mayroong isang instance or moment sa buhay nila na nakaroon sila ng question na hindi nila nahanap or hindi nila nakita doon sa religion na meron sila at lumipat siya doon sa iba dahil pakiramdam niya na doon yung sense of purpose niya or doon niya nahanap yung kanyang sarili doon sa religion na iyon. So yun po. For your seat work, you'll answer Maslow's hierarchy of needs. You will answer these questions pala sa isang papel. So isisend ko na lang din to sa GC ninyo. And aside from that is for your assignment, you will create a concept map. Bale, magsisend ako dito ng file sa inyong GC para at doon kayo magta-type. Hindi po ako tatanggap ng papel dito sa assignment na to. So kung ano yung sinend ko na file, kailangan printed po siya. Hindi siya pwedeng papel, hindi siya pwedeng yellow paper. Papel lang po. It is worth 100 points. So, itong assignment number 1 is papasa to. Pwedeng to be announced na lang. Isasabihin ko na lang kung kailan ninyo ipapasa itong assignment. Pero I'm assuring you na it is within this week to ipapasa. Samantalang itong seat work number 1, expected to na maibigay sa next meeting natin. Kung may pasok bukas, ipapasa ito bukas. So yun lamang at maraming salamat. Bye!